Do you want to know how old Ann Dunham, baby Barack's mother, was when she got pregnant with him? 17. 17. And then, of course, because of the Kennedy family, the Irish Kennedy clan there, the royal family, they're responsible for bringing Barack Obama Sr. here because of their airlift to America when Kennedy wasn't even president yet. Yeah, how convenient. And do you want to know how old Barack Obama Sr. was? 27. Now, that may not seem like a big deal, but it was totally arranged. I mean, they got together long enough for her to get pregnant, married, and then they were divorced. So it was arranged. There's no doubt about that. I mean, that man never loved her. It was all designed. I mean, the Kennedys are diabolical. And unfortunately, every university will protect that wickedness. They will. I think that this country protects the Kennedys more than anybody. Because everything they did hurt America. So what Ann Dunham went on to do was work for NGOs, most especially USAID, the Ford Foundation as well, but definitely USAID. Who created USAID? JFK. She looks like a baby. Look at her. And look at, and you know, baby Barack there. That's a perfect costume for him. He should wear that every day. I know I have an edge to me. I mean, I'm made in God's image, so God must have an edge to him too. He must have a sarcastic side. No, it is. It's the perfect costume. Really, he really should wear it daily. Anyway, look at how young she is. So she was likely groomed. Because see, her and her family, there's been speculation, definitely, by researchers that they had ties to the CIA. Now, at that point in the 60s and 70s, the CIA was crap. It was after Kennedy came in to destroy the CIA. MLK came up the back end to go after the FBI. The Kennedys tried to go after J. Edgar Hoover. And Hoover said, no, I'm not putting up with your bullshit. He said, I have so much on you guys that don't even try to play your games with me. Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover, man, what a patriot he really was. And you may think, well, why didn't he tell us? Well, I would imagine he figured, you know, the people voted JFK in, so he would be respectful of that. But he certainly wasn't going to tolerate, you know, being threatened of being fired and all that. So instead, they started discrediting the FBI. And the other thing they started doing, RFK Sr. started doing, was getting J. Edgar Hoover more focused on busting mobsters so that he wasn't focused on the communists. Yeah, because the communists were busy getting into the FBI and the CIA. Definitely the CIA. There's the lovely couple themselves. Yeah. 27-year-old with the 17-year-old. And he wasn't even here that long. He was here long enough to get her pregnant. And then they did marry, but I think they were only married for a year or something. It was totally arranged. But this man thought it was okay to knock up a 17-year-old. So what does that say about the genes of good old Barack Obama? Stanley Ann Dunham, Barack Obama's mother, worked for various U.S. government agencies and NGOs linked in part to intelligence activities, including USAID, the Ford Foundation. She spent significant time in Indonesia in the 60s and 70s. Some researchers describe her as having ties or value to the CIA. Additionally, her anthropologic work aligned with U.S. Cold War interests in countering communist influence in Indonesia. They were doing no such thing by then. I would say the CIA was already compromised, definitely by the 70s. Beyond Anne Dunham herself, there are also indications that some of her family members, including her father, Stanley Armour Dunham, may have had intelligence-related roles or connections during their lives, though these are less documented or confirmed openly. But actual researchers have said, given her skills and they likely, had some connections to CIA. So this is what the Kennedys did. While that royal family is put on some pedestal. And see, most people would say, well, they're all dead. It's not right to still... I don't know. Don't even. The things they did were diabolical and heinous. JFK created USAID. Ted Kennedy picked up, that he was always an asshole. He was. But see, these boys, these Kennedy boys, they put that charm on. They're all narcissists. RFK Jr.'s a narcissist, okay? It's not like it's been said, and not like it hasn't been said before. He's a total narcissist. Okay? He's just, and the thing is, yes, you can say, poor them because of their daddy. But you know what? You can decide your own path once you become an adult, and they all went down the same path. So, one of the things they say about her father or grandfather, Ann Dunham's, is that he was one of the Puritans or Pilgrims. I call bullshit on that. I really do. Because that's they have always wanted to make, they'll do anything to paint the Puritans and the Pilgrims as bad. And I'm not saying they were perfect, but I don't think they were diabolical like this. Grooming their children, because that's what they did. They groomed her to get pregnant by this Kenya guy, all to serve later, because that's how fascists and communists work. They're very patient. They work over many generations. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Again, he should really put the pirate outfit on. It would suit him more. So, that's the reason they put him on a pedestal. See, what Obama was meant to do was pick up the mantle of what the Kennedys were. That's why he was getting so much help from the asshole Ted Kennedy. I always hated Ted Kennedy. He was in the Congress for 47 freaking years. Why? Because even though RFK Sr. was gone and JFK was gone, he was going to make sure that mantle was carried on with Barack. Because they helped create all of this. Dreams from my father, Barack Obama, the remarkable life story. Of what? How your 27-year-old dad came over here and knocked up a 17-year-old? Yeah, okay. Right. But they put him on a pedestal. They do. But again, I see him as an antichrist to America. Him and Kennedy. Everything they did was harmful to America. Everything. Yeah. Most of our health system was because of Kennedy. Mental asylums were closed because of JFK. Many of them were. The other thing you should know is that I was just listening to a video, and people are up in arms about Burning Man, by the way. Everybody's fed up with it. And this guy had said, well, everybody knows RFK Jr. goes. That shouldn't surprise you. All of tech goes too. Every single one of the tech guys. Elon Musk said in 2014 that Burning Man is Silicon Valley. Of course it is. But Sergey Brin, Larry Page, Eric Schmidt, Zuckerberg, all of them attend. So what do you think they're trying to do with their pagan selves in our country? Yeah. Even Nicole Shanahan, who was the running mate with RFK Jr., She was married to Sergey Brin, the tech giant. She said it's a pagan ritual. Yeah. Needs to end.